Okay, testing phase is complete. Just add a bit of audio to the very beginning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, well there we go. This is going to definitely be a video where I'm going to be editing quite a lot. So I added this picture in order to get my social media things or whatever. Oh my god, is this really duplicating this crap and then changing the one below? These aren't even supposed to be the same thing. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, it is doing it. For fuck's sake, dude, this thing is fucking with me. Remove. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove it because I can't put a new one down if it's not gonna let me select my own crap. Shit has to just fucking leave me alone. Okay. Okay, let's see where it's at and where it appears. Hopefully somewheres. And that's where it put it. Shrink it down a bit. Come on, dude, let me grab the goddamn thing without freaking trying to warp it. It's like rather annoying. I don't know. You can find me at Wobbly Break on Twitter. Make it more feasible. There we go. And there we go. It's not all cramped against the image of what is an old profile picture, essentially. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. It's all good. Okay. So far, I'm doing pretty good just by doing. Why is this in here? Okay. I'm gonna have to remove that panel because. Be right back. Doo -doo 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 -doo. Windows Movie Maker, which probably might not even be as good for editing along with compression ratios, because I'll definitely have to do a lot of video slicing here and there, and then I'll have to create my own introduction. So starting soon. Again without the dark matter showcase. Getting this going, so I'm going to be a little bit more satisfied with myself. So it's going to here. I'll definitely have to put this all in the Windows Movie Maker or something in order to do all this editing procedures. I think all of my recordings go into here. Hmm. Perfect. Oh my god, that is so amazing. We'll place that in the storyboard as well. But we'll definitely have to trim this one. So do this one from the beginning. We'll trim this one and have it right there. Click done. So the entirety of the storyboard is going to be approximately, I don't know, just that. So yeah, this is definitely going to have to be the first portion of the storyboard. To indicate what I play, Teardown currently has no recordings, Biohazard 2 has no recordings, Infra has no recordings, Grand Theft Auto P, Fallout 76 has no recordings, Dying Light, Dolphin Emulator has no recordings, desktop recordings. Yep, it's not really anything. Yeah, I'll record it. We'll add this one to the project, and we'll also add it to the storyboard. I'm going to place it into the storyboard or whatever. We're going to trim it though. Yeah, I'll record it. I'll keep it like that. Modern Warfare 2019. Profile, 7 Days to Die. There's not much of really any recordings remaining, and this is all from recordings which was created as a dump file system for most of my games. I gotta start putting things into the recording department as well again. Okay. This will have to now be saved. Title card, storyboard, and then we click duplicate project. Save the project is what I want to do. No, we're not removing all. Now that the project is complete, and this is going to be called the put it right here. Export it into videos. Okay. Looks like the export will go just fine. I just need to figure this all out, run some testing. Finally put some extra work on the material. Then I got to export another one. And this one is going to be as that export to the same location. Oh wait, let me cancel that. So this one is going to have some audio. I need to start recording some short media content. back screen is going to feature something. Let's see, titles. Again, I gotta shrink down the social medias. Put the be right back symbol right there. Gotta make it a little bigger, like that. Then we're gonna actually add the element into it, which is the media source, which is everything you see in the beginning. And we're gonna add the media source, which I guess that is a media source. source, and then I need to create a new media source, but a non, associated one with the new one. So we're going to add a new media source instead and call it media source 2. Then we're going to add the BRB element. Yeah, I'll record it. Alright, this officially has worked out for at least a bit of editing to add more depth to my channel. So far, I do enjoy this. This has taken a total of 41 minutes, along with a mild amount of editing. There should be more editing on the way, and this will probably be done live on camera, so that way I could do it. There's not a lot of editing being done, however, I am adding a bit more structure to my channel and giving it more functionality. I doubt anybody ever watches my stuff or ever comes to watch my material, but considering this is what I'm doing right now, it's pretty much what it is. Should probably edit the name of the damn stream too while I'm at it. Let's go ahead and save that up, so that way that's actually correct. I'm mostly doing just stream editing, and I want to review this and make sure that I'm doing good in general. So far the main currently has nothing attached to it other than recent or possible subscribers. And so far I'm actually quite enjoying how it's coming out. The editing process is a bit rough for me in general, since I am not used to doing these kinds of things. And it's not that I'm not used to putting effort into things, it's that whenever I put a lot of thought into things, I can get a little carried away if I wanted to put a lot of serious thought, but I'm also lacking an incredible amount of resources to produce these productivity or increase of material. So for the general stature of what I'm doing is basically stream editing for introduction and for the BRB function. And it's like rather rough for me. And this is kind of what I got so far going on. This is the starting soon for the stream setup. It doesn't look that great or grand, but I did manage to move a few things around. I started to add a little bit more to what I wanted to add to. And I'm pretty satisfied with the overall outcome, not how it turned out. It's been going for about 43 minutes so far. I put in about 43 minutes of my life into trying to create something, show what I play, show what I do. I would love figure things out. So if you would like to be on the stream, hit me up on Twitter at WobblyRick, DM, message me or whatever. I'll receive it on the phone or whatever. And hit me up with your inquiry. If you want to help me out with streams, we can do that. And I do have the Discord app set on the computer too. So any and or all conversations are pretty much going to be kept either live or maybe added as a audio source to the stream. So I'll be hosting the stream or recording. But you want people to be able to hear this, and it's going to be a lot of swing and misses when it comes to the audio adjustments and implementation of output audio that's being placed in or incoming audio, input, output, video, whether that Discord, Unity, chat, or audio function. This is rather satisfying now. I started putting some work into it. That's just the starting some stream phase portion. And I have my be right back portion. And it's right there, but I need to be right back. Assigned to the top. I have this very small one that I want to put over here. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Gives me a bit more optimal editing space. And allows me to increase the size of certain video clips, videos, whatever it is I want to add to it. And I think this will fit. If I'm not correct, I should have to downsize it, possibly just a bit. I want it to snap into place and still maintain its function. There we go. There's going to be a lot of editing with this whole procedural part, and it's going to be a little bit confusing for me. I do want to make sure that I get it all done, squared out, and pretty much put down correctly. And yeah, this is kind of going pretty well. So I'll have to whip something up together for that. The ending soon will always feature the wobbly that I originally liked playing with throughout the entirety of the game. I loved being dressed up as a bumblebee and having the little blonde hair, which I actually want to change the hair from blonde, but since my character is technically a yellow, sort of roundish, wobbly figure, it is something. Still gonna need some work. I'm gonna be spitballing for, I guess, some ideas or whatever. Anyone who might want to help me with ideas or whatever, don't be afraid to voice out your opinion out there on my Twitter page or DM me directly on Twitter, which is the reason why my social media is like right there. Because I want people to be able to not feel afraid or not feel like they can't do something. And I'm going to try to be a lot less of what I once was and a lot more of what I should be than what I'm not. I would rather be a positive output for information than to be a negative output of information. So I'd rather produce positivity rather than to produce negativity. I've been going through a lot of rough patches here and there, and the rough patches do quite take a lot out of me in life. And life's experiences, Porter, at a young age. I mean, I worked very hard at a young age. I was like probably 5 or 6 when I started learning how to do manual labor and work and stuff like that at a young age. And then pretty young, becoming a porter for an apartment complex, learning. I was like around, I think, like not even 7 yet, and I was learning about how to be a porter as a child. And I was always around my father because I wasn't enrolled in school, still wasn't technically able to go to school yet because of what was going on at a young age. So all these things are the reason why I had so much experience at a young age, but the experience was never able to be amounted to anything because of the opportunities and general area I lived in. But I'm going to put a lot of work into this YouTube and Twitch related business, and I will be likely having to keep one for YouTube and one for Twitch. And, it kind of gets, with Streamlabs, OBS, and whatever, being only able to stream to one platform, then having to log out of that platform and log in to put in a new platform is rather exhausting because I have to log out in order to log in to another platform, and then I have to get the keys from said secondary platform in order to gain access to the platform. And then I don't want to keep constantly bouncing forward and back, grabbing the keys, leaving them there, then going to YouTube, grabbing the keys from there, and then it's really hard when you're using anything like Streamlabs OBS. And I just don't have the money to pay for any of the premium features on Streamlabs OBS for a monthly charge or whatever. I just don't have any money. Period. And it's mostly just a lack of funding that's kind of holding me back. And finding a regular job when you live in, well, you live in the boonies and the nearest job is within like a mile and a half, but these people aren't hiring anyone that isn't a part of the family or knows anyone that's in the family, then you're kind of screwed when it comes to opportunities. Because the closest job outlet for me is more than 8 miles. And I would have to walk into town every day because there is no city buses that run out here that will take me to town until like 12 in the afternoon, which is whenever they come through, which is the bus or DART, whatever you want to call it, because even I forget what it's called. Haven't been on one in ages. And if my job is in the south side of town, it's going to take me to the far northeast side of town. And then I would have to travel taking about maybe 16 to maybe 24 transfers to get all the way down, which will make it extraordinarily a rough time because these transfers also have a robust issue with transportation. Some bus tickets will not work on certain lines of transportation to get from point A to point B. So then I would have to spend more money to get that bus line ticket to take the next bus line for another ticket. And it would just be lots and lots of problems in particular. And the northeast side of town, there are no businesses that are open out there that have available open opportunities for work. They are all filled, all positions filled. And they're only sending people to the southeast and southwest part of town, which is 20 miles away. And it's kind of how it is. It's kind of not as good as it used to be. And transportation from point A to point B does not run accordingly. And the way the city had set up transportation for our localized area is that the buses do not head in the direction of the main city. They head into the direction of an outskirt town that has nothing to do with the city. And the buses have to travel directly from this area that I live in. They would have to travel directly from this area into the major city. They cannot travel from here and go far away from the major city. There's no way I can possibly get to my job from that. And my job will always have to start around 3. But then I'd have to get a ride home because the buses stop operating at 6:30 in this general area, or I believe it's 6 p.m. sharp. So only from 12 to 6 you might see a bus every 1 hour and 30 minutes. So it's kind of robust. It's a little rough for me. And it's kind of the reason why there's like no job opportunity for me out here. Of course, my parents offer me a ride or whatever. However, they only do it for a limited time, and then after that, maybe about a month or two of working or less, and they're telling me I have to find a ride because they don't want to do it no more, even though I'm paying for the gas. So I kind of get left stranded, and then I end up losing my jobs, and they list me as a no-call, no-show, even though there's nobody that I know in the general area that works in the locations that I work at. And there's no one that I can carpool with because eventually they're going to tell me I have to get a car. And since I don't technically have a driver's license, I have to buy a go-kart and improvise. Which I think would probably be a lot more fun to just buy the go-kart, improvise, add a shell casing onto the outside, make it a bit more waterproof and keep it sealed, add doors to it, add fog lamps to the go-kart, a battery system, Yeah, I think that could work out as long as I had it pretty much adjusted and customized. Add a battery, made it waterproof, add a power system, and a rechargeable station or something like that. Had a recharging station for it so I could charge up the batteries so that way I have lights, turn signals, and caution lights and a backup sound in case I wanted to put it in reverse. So it would probably cost me in excess maybe $5,000 or less to get a sophisticated go-kart like that. Sure, it might freeze. I might freeze myself during the winter, but if I think smart, I can definitely get some decent tires for the thing. But I'll probably be riding on the side of the road and maybe sidewalks the whole time there. And the fuel tank will have to be expanded quite exponentially large or have a sophisticated custom gas tank that is strong and capable of taking me from point A to point B, and quite possibly making 50 miles a day. At most, tops 50 miles a day front and back. Well, this will be it for the editing procedure for the stream. I will start another stream in just a few minutes. And yeah, I thanks for anyone who tuned in. If you want to give me pointers, heads up, or editing tips or whatever, DM me directly on Twitter and stuff like that. So you know my socials are like right there. Let me get it more in a larger picture, and you can DM me on Twitter, and I'll see it likely appear on my phone. And yeah, and if it becomes more of a serious inquiry and you want to help me with material and try getting me up there, make a little bit of money on your end, you know, I also do a little bit of odd jobs, work, cutting yards, etc., etc. Um, it's a little rough, but the work I do sometimes pays out enough for me to be able to put it into a bank account and send it out and whatever. So yeah, and I do not do PayPal because every time I open a PayPal account, it's always getting hacked, and the password is robust, like very, very complicated and robust. Something nobody ever thinks about or ever has an idea about it, something like that. And the PayPal continues to always get hacked or malicious activities always occurring with strange transactions on there. So I had to shut down my PayPal account and just completely close it out altogether, delete it. And yeah, that'll be it for this portion of the stream. I will have to come back with more viable content for anyone who actually is watching, so that way I can actually give you something to watch, or I can leave it running and come back and change the title or whatever. But it's mostly just stream editing for the stream elements. So yeah, I guess I have to edit, not edit, but end my stream so that way I can go ahead and proceed with what I need to do. But I humbly thank anyone who tuned in. Thanks for tuning in. I'll make sure that I get more that I can done and then play a game that you might be more or less interested in watching. So, again, you could always DM me on Twitter or whatever. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to see me play. I'm going to start putting a lot of games into the computer so that way I can get more. I might play the GameCube here and there. I might jump onto the Dreamcast, which is Redream, which is an emulating system. And when it comes to Redream or the GameCube or Dreamcast or the Nintendo 64 emulation system, I cannot use, Streamlabs OBS because of the issue that it causes with frame rate locking, and it seems to lock up the system. So, in order to prevent my computer from crashing, ultimately from trying to view the overlay, it'll likely be used on the GeForce Now element system, which has no Streamlabs functions. So unfortunately, it will have to definitely be used on the GeForce stream system. So you might not get any of these Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, stuff like that. And I might have to figure out a way how to get it onto there to somehow, some way through YouTube. But always remember, these are my socials. Want to contact me? Let me know, and I will continue to do whatever. I will probably be streaming to I guess YouTube, since YouTube isn't used too much, or I'll probably go straight into Twitch. But either way, it's going to be front and back. Monday through Wednesday, I'm going to be doing Twitch, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm going to be doing YouTube. So whichever platform I'm going to be varying on, so it's going to be between both platforms. so that I can make sure I balance it out more accordingly and have less issues, so that way I can build up a database between which one or the other and see where this goes and takes me. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back in about maybe 15, 20 minutes. I gotta go handle some issues. And thanks for tuning in. Have a good time. I'll be back in like 15, 20 minutes or less. And I'll be back with either Terraria or some other game. But I'll let you know. And if you're watching and tuning in, you'll probably be looking at your notifications, waiting for me to come back. I will not take more than 20 minutes. So, it's on the clock. Catch you in the next one.